1997 BMW Z3. This is the one to have, so it's a 2.8 6-cylinder manual gearbox, wide body. This one, as you can see, is sitting slightly lower, sits really well on a set of lovely staggered fitment wheels there, which look really good, especially if you look at it from this angle with those wide rear arches. Really cool, that. Going to start by having a good look around the bodywork, then we're going to move on to the interior and we'll go for a cold engine startup. Looking down this side, you can see it's nice and straight all the way down there. Obviously it's quite difficult to tell on camera with it being so sort of curvy and archy, but it's not full of filler, it's not full of ripples. This front wing here, or sorry, the top of the bonnet even, normally these are absolutely peppered with stone chips. We've got one minor one there, but other than that, nice and neat. Rest of the top of the bonnet there is all good. Got gloss black vents on this one, which has got a couple of little stone chips on them, but nothing major. The arch itself is sharp all the way around. It does have a little bubble just starting at the bottom there, just where it meets the sill. It is still solid if you push on it, but it is there. The rest of the sill, if you follow it along, is nice and neat. The wheels themselves, the gloss black sections are lovely. Bit of milkiness on the lips. Whether or not that would polish out or not, almost looks a little bit like the lacquer's failed. So they may want to refurb. Personally, I'd try polishing them first, see how we get on. Have a good look at how that sits in the arch as well. It's really nice. Coming down this side, no real marks to note on this lower section here. The sill cover all the way along is nice and neat. Driver's door, again, no real marks at all to note. Nice and tidy along there. All good. Coming up the A-pillar, it's gloss black on the A-pillar, where normally that would be obviously body coloured. Looks like it might actually be a wrap, to be fair. I'm not sure. Generally pretty good condition. The seal's nice and soft. There's no delamination on the bottom of the screen. The hood, again, could do with a sort of one of those hood restorer kits just for a good clean, but actually there's no rips, there's no tears, there's no ingrained dirt. It just wants a good clean. Rear window generally is pretty good. It has been down for a while, so there's a little line there, but it's nice and taut. It's not faded or cracked or anything like that. And it has been out in the rain overnight. It didn't let any water in. Coming back down this side, nice and neat where it kicks out on the arch here, where normally you've got a few stone chips. You do have one little mark in the paint there, but other than that, all good. Inside the arch, the lip is sharp. There's a little bit of paint flake down the bottom. And again, same story on this wheel. The bezels are a little bit milky. Round onto the back, both tail lights are nice and bright and clear. It's got this little sort of Schnitzer style spoiler in gloss black. There's a little paint flake just there. But other than that, that looks quite good. Rear bumper, there's no marks along the bottom there. And then up onto the boot lid itself, there's a little bit of ingrained dirt around the third brake light, but other than that, all good. And then round up the passenger side again, like I say, nice and straight all the way down. Rear arch, again, sharp. We do have a bit of paint flake down the bottom there. Same story on the wheel. And then coming down this side, sill cover along this side. A couple of marks just there underneath, but you do have to get underneath to see it. If you look at it from normal height or from above, you can't tell at all. All good around the handle. There's one little scratch just there below the window line. Panel gaps are good. There's no marks on this section here. A couple more stone chips on the gloss black. In fact, actually that's dust, ignore that. And then nice and neat on this section that's on the top of the bonnet. And if we go down here, a couple of little stone chips causing some paint flake down the bottom, but no bubbling or anything like that. And then up onto the bonnet, all good on there. There's no real marks. Bit of a lacquer peel on the badge as usual. Headlights are generally pretty good. Normally they need a good polish by now. And there is a bit of a damage on the bumper there, which has been touched in with the wrong colour paint. And there's another one a little bit lower down there. Moving on to the interior. Being a 2.8, we get leather in this one. All nice and tidy on that door card. Little bit of wear on the bolster. But for the age and the mileage, generally pretty good. Nice and comfy. None of the bolsters have sort of collapsed or gone floppy or anything like that. There's a little bit of sort of faded mark in the center of the wheel. That looks like it would clean straight out, but generally the wheel's pretty good. Mileage wise, we're at 142,766. Do you see quite a lot of high mileage on these 2.8s, especially in things like the 3 Series, things like that. Nice and neat along the top of the dash. All good down the center console. I did notice it's got heated seats there as well. It does have the switch for the electric roof. That doesn't seem to work, but manually it goes straight down as you would expect it to, which which actually takes about 7 seconds, I think. From memory, the automatic one, the electric ones are actually slower than the manual ones. Into the boot, nice and neat on the underside, no sign of any trapped moisture in here. Toolkit wise, looks to be mostly there. Yeah, carpet set in there is all nice and clean as well. And then passenger side, nice and neat on the door card. Really no major wear at all to that seat, that's nice and tidy. We do have a wind deflector here as well. Check the photos, we've got the roof down in the photos, all nice and clean around that rear section. We'll pop the bonnet. Like I say, it's got the engine you want, 2.8, 6-pot, manual gearbox. Little bit of paint flake on the strut tops. But again, if you push on them, they are nice and solid. Do with a bit of a detail in there. If we look underneath, you'll see it's not dropping any fluid on the floor. We'll get it fired up. Straight around the front, ticking over nice and happy. I did notice it's got an extra gauge there. Ticking over nice and happy. Warning light wise, other than it needing some fuel, got no warning lights on. You can see the engine's nice and cold and nothing nasty coming out the back. So there you have it, 2.8 wide body manual. Any more questions, please get in touch. Thank you.